Hello everyone and welcome to NFL Talk. I'm Benjamin Schmidt here with Braden Schmidt, and today we're going to talk about 3 topics for the upcoming NFL season. So Braden, who is a dark horse you think for this upcoming season?
Personally, I think the Cardinals will be a dark horse this season because of David Johnson, their running back. Larry Fitzgerald still is a decent player, and their quarterback. They're just a better team, in my opinion. Than they've shown. They have all these great players. They just haven't used to their full potential.
In my opinion, the Colts are my dark horse because they missed the playoffs last year after making the playoffs for a very long time in a row. But that was mainly because they didn't have their quarterback, Andrew Luck. They were playing with a very old Matt Hasselbeck. But now they're going to be getting their franchise quarterback, Andrew Luck, back. They're going to put it back together just like they did in the seasons past with Luck. And I think they'll get right back to the playoffs where they did before he got injured.
All right, so our second topic is our fantasy players. Who do you think's a win and a bust?
Well, my win or sleeper this year is Kevin White. He did not play a single game last year, but he was very good out of college. He's a tall receiver. He can go up and get it basically like Alshon Jeffrey. And I think this year, now that he's going to get to play, he's going to have a very good season. He's going to go up and get the throws from Jay Cutler. He's going to score a lot, get some yards, and I think he'll be a very good fantasy play. Who's your sleeper?
My sleeper is Calvin Benjamin. He was hurt last year, but he was explosive in his first year. And I think that if he can regain the performance that he showed in his first year, he would be a very high prospect.
And then next for the bust, my bust is Chris Ivory. He had a decent season last year on the Jets, a little bit streaky, but when he did have good games, he would rack up a lot of fantasy points. But now going to the Jaguars, personally for me, I don't think they're going to be in playoff contention like the Jets were last season. I don't think he's going to get as many carries, especially with other backs like T.J. Yeldon. In New York, they really didn't have another back who they could give it to. But in Jacksonville, they kind of want to see what T.J. Yeldon has too. So I don't think Ivory's going to get as many carries, score as much, get as many fantasy points at the Jaguars.
And my bust is Darren McFadden. He was good last year, but now Ezekiel Elliott is there, and I just don't think he'll get enough carries just to prove that he is as good as he was last year.
And then last, we have our Super Bowl predictions. Who are your predictions from the 2 conferences?
My predictions are the Patriots this year. They lost in the AFC Championship game to the Broncos, but I don't think the Broncos will be as good this year after coming off a Super Bowl win last year. And for the NFC, I think Green Bay will be the NFC in the Super Bowl, just because they were so close to being the Cardinals 2 years or a year before, I can't even remember. But they were very close, and I think that due to the Seahawks, they're just not as good as they were, and Carolina possibly not being as good as they were last year, I think they will have a decent chance to get to the Super Bowl.
So for my picks from the AFC, like Braden, I have the Patriots too. When they didn't reach the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 49, they were getting beat by the Broncos in the AFC Championship when Manning was there. But now they don't have Manning anymore. The Broncos are going to be playing with Mark Sanchez. So now Tom Brady will have a little bit easier path to get to the Super Bowl, and they're a very good team. I think they could easily make the Super Bowl for the AFC. And then for the NFC, with a rematch of Super Bowl 49, I have the Seahawks. They're going to get a young player in Thomas Rawls, who was injured for down the stretch of last season. Russell Wilson's still very, very good. Jimmy Graham was injured for at least half the season last year, or when he was healthy, he didn't play as well. I think he's going to come back and play very well. And I just think the Seahawks are going to have a very good season, and I think we'll see Seahawks-Patriots in the Super Bowl.
All right, thanks for tuning in. This has been the NFL Talk with Braden Schmidt and Ben Snyder. Good night.